In this story, we will learn about 10 habits of rich and successful people. In the busy streets of New York City, there lived a middle-aged man named David. He worked long hours at his corporate job and poured all his energy into it. Yet somehow, real financial freedom always seemed out of reach. Despite earning a decent salary, David often felt stuck. He had dreams of traveling, starting his own business, and building financial security for his family. But those dreams felt distant and unreachable. One evening, after yet another long day at the office, he sat by his window watching the city lights flicker and realized that something had to change. He was tired of feeling trapped in a cycle of work without true progress. That night, David made a decision. He would figure out why some people consistently built wealth while others struggled, and start adopting the habits that made them successful. David began his journey by reading biographies of successful Americans, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, and joining online communities focused on entrepreneurship and personal growth. He realized quickly that the wealthy weren't lucky. They followed certain habits and routines that shaped their mindset, decisions, and outcomes. As he studied them, patterns began to emerge. Over time, David distilled these patterns into 10 habits that the rich follow. Implementing them wouldn't be easy, but he was determined. 1. They wake up early. The first habit David noticed was waking up early. He learned that many successful people start their day before the world even stirs. Jeff Bezos wakes up early to plan. Elon Musk tackles his most critical work first thing in the morning. And Oprah Winfrey begins her day with meditation and reflection. David realized that the early hours of the day are precious, free from distractions, and filled with the clarity needed to plan and act effectively. Inspired, he began waking up at 5:30 a.m., spending the first hour exercising, reading, and mapping out his day. At first, it was difficult. He would feel groggy and tempted to hit the snooze button. But gradually, he noticed that mornings became his secret advantage. By starting the day with focus and intention, he was able to accomplish more before most people even arrived at work. 2. They read constantly. David discovered that the wealthy never stop learning. Warren Buffett spends most of his day reading, and Elon Musk credits much of his knowledge to self-education through books. David decided to emulate this habit. He began devouring books on finance, entrepreneurship, and personal development. Each book added clarity, new ideas, and confidence. Over time, he noticed a remarkable change. Decisions that once felt overwhelming became easier, and he began spotting opportunities others missed. Reading wasn't just about knowledge, it was about expanding his mind and preparing for challenges ahead. He also started listening to podcasts and watching interviews with successful entrepreneurs, soaking in lessons about mindset, strategy, and innovation. 3. They set clear goals. Another habit David identified was goal setting. Wealthy people don't drift aimlessly. They set clear, specific goals and create plans to achieve them. Elon Musk, for instance, didn't just dream about space travel. He set a clear goal to make humanity multiplanetary with SpaceX. Inspired, David wrote down his own goals, paying off debts, starting an investment portfolio, and eventually building a side business. He broke these big goals into smaller, actionable steps. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of his dreams, he began to see progress each week. This habit gave him direction, purpose, and motivation. Every time he checked off a small milestone, his confidence grew, reinforcing his commitment to long-term success. 4. They invest wisely. David realized that wealth isn't just about earning money, it's about making money work for you. Studying Warren Buffett and Mark Cuban, he noticed that the rich invest strategically rather than chasing short-term trends. David opened a brokerage account and began investing cautiously, starting small while learning the intricacies of the market. He explored stocks, mutual funds, and eventually diversified into other assets. Over time, compounding growth began to work its magic. David learned that patience and consistency were just as important as the investments themselves. Wealth, he understood, was built by making thoughtful decisions repeatedly over years. 5. They surround themselves with the right people. David noticed that the wealthy are intentional about their social circles. Oprah Winfrey often speaks about the mentors and supportive people who shaped her journey. David understood that the company you keep can either lift you or hold you back. He began joining networking groups, attending workshops, and connecting with ambitious, like-minded individuals online and offline. The more he surrounded himself with driven people, the more he absorbed their mindset, energy, and strategies. Conversations with motivated individuals inspired him to think bigger and take actions he might not have considered before. He realized that success isn't just about personal effort, it's also about leveraging the right relationships. 6. They take calculated risks. David saw that success requires courage, but the rich don't act recklessly. Richard Branson took bold steps with Virgin Group, but each decision was calculated. Inspired, David decided to step out of his comfort zone. He experimented with a small online business while maintaining his day job. He researched the market, prepared a business plan, and acknowledged that failure was a possibility. Yet each risk he took opened doors he had never imagined. Gradually, he became more comfortable with uncertainty and developed the resilience needed to face challenges head-on. He realized that avoiding all risks guaranteed nothing, but taking calculated risks created opportunities for growth. 7. They practice self-discipline. Discipline, David discovered, is the invisible engine behind wealth. Bill Gates maintained focus and consistency throughout his career, and the same principle applied to anyone seeking success. David limited his time on social media, resisted impulsive purchases, and stuck to his morning routines. Each day he built momentum, and over time, self-discipline became a habit rather than a chore. Even when results were slow or obstacles appeared, his consistency kept him moving forward. He realized that talent or luck alone wasn't enough. Sustained effort and control over one's actions made the difference between mediocrity and success. 8. They give back. Generosity is another habit shared by the rich. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates pledged the majority of their wealth to charity. David realized that giving isn't just about money, it's about contributing to something bigger than oneself. He started volunteering at local charities, mentoring young professionals, and helping friends in their entrepreneurial journeys. Each act of giving renewed his energy and brought perspective. He noticed that giving also built strong relationships and earned trust, creating opportunities he hadn't anticipated. Giving back, David learned, was a form of investment with returns far beyond financial gain. 9. They focus on multiple income streams. David observed that most wealthy individuals don't rely on a single income source. Mark Zuckerberg invests in multiple ventures, and Elon Musk's wealth spans Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. Inspired, David explored side hustles, freelancing, and small e-commerce projects. Multiple income streams reduced financial stress and allowed him to experiment with different ideas without fear of losing stability. This habit taught him flexibility, creativity, and resilience, making him less dependent on one source of revenue. Each additional income stream also reinforced his confidence that he could grow his wealth systematically. 10. They think long-term. Finally, David understood that wealth isn't built overnight. Jeff Bezos spent decades growing Amazon through careful planning and patience. Adopting this mindset, David stopped chasing quick wins or short-term gratification. Instead, he focused on building habits, investing consistently, and making decisions with long-term benefits in mind. Slowly, he saw compounding effects in his finances, relationships, and personal growth. Wealth, he realized, wasn't just a number. It was freedom, security, influence, and the ability to shape his own future. Months passed, and David's life began to transform. His side business generated income, his investments grew steadily, and his mindset shifted from scarcity to abundance. By embracing these 10 habits, waking up early, reading constantly, setting clear goals, investing wisely, surrounding himself with the right people,
taking calculated risks, practicing self-discipline, giving back, focusing on multiple income streams, and thinking long-term, David wasn't just building financial wealth, he was building a life filled with purpose, freedom, and impact. David realized that wealth isn't luck, it's a habit, cultivated through daily choices and consistent action. Anyone willing to adopt these habits could follow the same path. In the bustling streets of New York, amidst chaos and opportunity, David transformed from an ordinary man into someone living the principles of the rich. Each early morning, every book read, every calculated risk, and every act of generosity brought him closer to his dreams.
Wealth became a living reality, built one habit at a time, proving that with focus, discipline, and persistence, anyone can change their destiny. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe Wisdom Life, and also like, comment, and share the video to unlock more life-changing lessons.